Welcome along. Hi, my name is Sophie Kirby. I'm Head of Education and Partnerships at the Printing Charity. Perhaps you've heard of us. I hope by the end of this session, you'll know a little bit more about how I think you can have a focus on your well-being, and also a little bit more about how the charity might be able to help you with that. I thought we'd start off by defining what well-being is. It's something that we all need to think about, but perhaps that we don't prioritise. So the Oxford English Dictionary defines it as the state of being comfortable, happy, or healthy. And a report from the New Economics Foundation described it as how people feel, how they function, both on a personal and social level, and how they evaluate their lives as a whole. But really what we can do is we can say that you have physical well-being and mental well-being, and self-care is what you can use to look after yourself, both from a physical well-being and a mental well-being perspective. Just a note on the word self-care, that's something that I think has become more and more popular as a phrase in the last few years. But in this scenario, I really mean for it to say anything where you have specifically planned to do something for yourself. You've almost like you've put it in your diary as an action to look after your physical or your mental health, your well-being. So what do I mean by physical well-being and mental well-being? The reality is there are thousands of things that we can do to support our physical and mental well-being, but here are some of those that you might find immediately recognisable. You can think about what you eat. You can be aware of your work-life balance. You can do nice things for yourself and for other people every day. You can prioritise sleep. You can get outdoors and get active. You can create those moments of self-care. Ultimately, though, what you need to do is find tools that work for you to help you manage your mental health and your physical well-being. During the pandemic, people have identified as getting out for walks, getting out to green spaces, and connecting with their friends and families as their top coping mechanisms. And it might be that you're actually already doing a lot of these things, and you already have a clear plan of how you look after your physical well-being or your mental well-being. Perhaps you like to exercise, perhaps you like to undertake mindfulness, whatever it is, then that is brilliant. But for some people, it's something that we have deprioritized and we just don't find time for in our daily life. My suggestion is that you think about something that you can consider, something that you can focus on. Just break off into a bite-sized chunk and then look for tools that work for you. And what do I mean by tools? I mean podcasts, I mean apps, I mean websites, I mean books, television programs, anything that you can use as a tool to help promote your own physical well-being and mental well-being. But ultimately, I would always encourage you to seek advice. If you feel like you need help with your well-being, then ask for it. It might be that you want to go to a trusted colleague, a manager, a friend. It might be that you feel the need to approach your GP for advice. And I will take you through the support that the Printing Charity can offer to you. But just before we move on to what the Printing Charity can offer, I wanted to share with you something that personally I have found of benefit and I have recommended to a lot of people, and I have received lots of positive comments regarding, and that is the NHS 1U website. There's two parts to the NHS 1U website. This part with the How Are You quiz is really around physical well-being. There's a short quiz, and it will help you with practical tips and advice about how you can improve your physical well-being. It's really accessible. It generates a really easy to understand action plan, and it signposts you to resources. It might be the Couch to 5K app, or it might be YouTube resources, or it might be other websites, that sort of thing. And how it works is you can swipe to say you don't fancy that one, and it will replace it with another suggestion of how you can support your physical well-being. So if you're struggling to know where to start with your well-being, this is worth taking 5 minutes to have a look at. And just as the previous one was around physical well-being, they also have one around mental well-being. And this one is called Every Mind Matters. And again, they ask you 5 short questions in a quiz, and then they generate an action plan for you. And then you can take those actions, they email them to you, and you can keep them and you can look back to them, or you can log in and update them. And it's a really easy way of just giving yourself some ideas about how you might promote better mental health and better mental well-being in your own time. So let me tell you a little bit more about the charity, who we are. Potentially you may have already heard of us, but if you haven't, or you're not 100% sure what it is that we do, I hope that you will be able to go away from this session with a clearer understanding. If you want to find out about anything that I have spoken about, I'd really encourage you to visit our website, www.theprintingcharity.org.uk. There's lots of information about everything that we do, and you can see very clearly our telephone number and our email address for you to contact with more questions or advice, or and ask for help. So let me start with the Rising Star Awards. So perhaps you've already heard of these. It may be that as apprentices you are up to your necks in training and development, and that this isn't the right time for you personally at the moment, but it's something to bear in mind or potentially share with colleagues. The Rising Star Awards are open for applications right now, and they are for people aged 18 to 30 who work within our sector, print, paper, publishing, packaging, and the graphic arts, to apply to us for training and development grants of up to £1,500. So this is about investing in yourself. It's about driving your career forward and getting certified training or experience, soft skills, people management, whatever it is that you want to develop, and working with your mentors and managers about understanding how you can push forward. And then the printing charity can step in to support you with the funding where you might otherwise not be able to afford to take that training. So, like I say, something to think about maybe for the future. We do run it every year in the winter / spring, so you can, look out for that in years to come if it's not quite right for you right now. We also offer the helpline service, which is the main place that we can support you with your well-being, and I'll come back to that in a moment. But just so that you're aware, we have 2 sheltered homes for people who have retired from the industry, and we have those in Basildon and Bletchley, and we also offer people financial assistance. So this is financial grants, money grants for people who are struggling to make ends meet. Perhaps that's you, perhaps that's people that you know that you work with, or perhaps that's people that you have historically worked with who are now unemployed or retired from the sector. So long as they have worked within the sector, or they currently work within the sector, we would be really pleased to hear from people that potentially need our help. We look at every application holistically, we review it, and we look at where we can offer advice and guidance around how to manage money issues that might be being experienced, whether that's in relation to high outgoings, debt, benefit problems, whatever it might be. So if you fall below our minimum income standard, then we can offer you financial support. And I'd really encourage you to think about that and think about anybody that you think might benefit from our help, because we know that the impact of furlough and COVID has had a huge impact on our sector, and we really are here to help those who need us. So back to the helpline. The helpline is mainly where we can help you with your wellbeing. We offer advice and guidance. We offer access to counselling too. So we can direct you through to qualified counsellors who operate on a 24-hour-a-day basis to help you on bad days, to give you tools and tricks to support your own well-being or to address bigger issues. We can also offer you access to citizens advice trained individuals who can help you with practical guidance and explain to you how to navigate debt, financial problems, relationship advice, elder care, child care, whatever it might be. And we really believe that it's better to tackle a small issue, to seek advice and to help put a clear plan in place to sort it out, than it is to let that small issue become bigger and bigger and problematic. So again, I encourage you to think about, do you need our help? Is there something that you would like our support on? Would you like to speak to a counsellor? And if you would, it's really easy. You just need to get in touch with the team, and that's the same team that you would get in touch with for financial support. And you can reach them via the telephone number on our website or via the email address here, support@theprintingcharity.org.uk. And ultimately, if you find this process of benefit and you get something from it, I would really encourage you to speak to your manager about contacting us for an organisational rollout so that we can share our clear and concise message about what we're able to offer with not only yourself, but all of your colleagues and your managers too. So that's been a really fast whistle-stop overview of well-being. I hope that it has made you stop and think about what well-being is and how you might be able to focus on your own well-being. There are lots of actions that you can take away from this. That's maybe, looking at podcasts or videos or YouTube or books or websites or anything that can support you with your wellbeing plan. It might be visiting the NHS 1U or Every Mind Matters website, or maybe it's visiting the Printing Charity's website to have a look and see what else we might be able to offer you. But I just wanted to leave you with one final thing that we offer people who come to us for helpline support, because I figure that it might be of interest to you, and that is Woebot. And Woebot is an app. It's an artificially intelligent chatbot, and you download it onto your personal phone and it checks in with you through push notifications to see how you are, and it helps you on a daily basis. You can, of course, ignore those push notifications if you want, but he's there for you if you need him. He can really help you feel better, reduce your stress, manage your loneliness, balance emotions, cope with grief, tolerate distress. And it's really easy to give him a go. You just need to head over to the App Store or the Android equivalent and download the Woebot app. And then when you're registering, you will see that you're asked to enter your email and a referral code. And that referral code is CFTPC. And then give it a go. I'd really encourage you to try it for 2 weeks, because that's how long Woebot needs to sort of get a gauge on who you are and what kind of help that you need. And if you don't like it, no worries, there's no cost involved. You can delete the app and move on. But maybe it might just be something that can help you with your mental well-being. So maybe that's another action to add on to your list today. I hope that's been useful. I'm going to end the presentation now so that I can see the chat. If any of you have any questions, then please drop them in the chat, and you can I can answer them now, or I can come back to them in the future. If you want to connect with me, you can find me on LinkedIn, or as I have said, if you want to connect with the team, it's support@theprintingcharity.org.uk, and just tell them that you've listened to this presentation and you'd love to know more about how they can help you. So thanks very much for being here. And after this session, you need to head over to the Print Week panel at 12:10. Okie dokie. So let me have a look at the questions, if there are any questions coming in today. So a few people saying hello, brilliant, thank you. A recommendation for the Rising Star Awards, thank you very much. Lovely. Well, no questions coming in there for me to answer, but if you want to connect with me later on in the networking session, then please do. And I hope that that's been a useful reminder that it is worthwhile thinking about your well-being and taking time out in the day to do that. Okay, thanks very much.